Welcome back. This is Wilson, and today is the big day. I'm going to try to make my first trade. As I mentioned before, I'm starting off with $5,000. And to be honest, it's a scary moment. I'm not quite sure. I don't really want to make any big mistakes, but I'm going to try to walk you guys through this. I've been playing around with the Robinhood app. It's growing on me. I definitely do like Legend Screen. It gives you a lot more information as opposed to the default screen. So if you have any questions about it, let me know. I can do the best I can to try to answer them. I am still kind of suffering from a cold, so work with me. My throat's a little sore. I'm having to clear it periodically. My plan today is to make 3 trades. One, I want to trade the SPY. And the plan is to do a credit spread on the SPY. I'm also planning to trade IWM. Also, the plan is to do a credit spread. And then last but not least, I am going to do a cash secured put on BMNR. And I think between the 3 of those will be good because I don't want to use the whole $5,000. And to be honest, I'm not that comfortable with spreads. I'm way more comfortable with the wheel strategy. So let's say running that put to potentially do covered calls later. So I guess we'll start off there, trying to do cash secured put. Let's see, we're going to do trade options and we're going to sell a put. Since this being my first trade, I am going to keep it on expiring this week. We're a little bit late in the week. It's only 2 days left in it, but we'll make do. And I want something about a 30 delta. And this is one of the things I don't like about this version of Robinhood. You have to click in here to see what the delta is. This is one that's at 33, 31, 26. I'd rather be a little conservative. So we will probably go with this one at 26. And we're on the 32, so we're on this one. It's dropped down to 24, so this is the trade amount here. We just have to press this plus, and this is gonna be a cash secured put. Basically, I'm saying if the price goes below $32, I'm willing to purchase the shares, and they're willing to give me a credit of 0.43, which is effectively $43. The graph here is just giving me an idea how this is going to work. If the price stays above $43, the option will expire worthless and I keep it $43. If it goes below $43, then I'm forced to acquire the shares, but we should be fine there. One of the issues I do have with this version of Robinhood is the lack of information. If I go over to Robinhood Legend, for example, the screen's a lot more cluttered, but I do have a lot more information. So if I click on BMNR from here, I have the graph here, and we was just talking about the 32. So look here, the reason it's doing so well, this stock has spiked this morning. It's already jumped all the way up to 33. We're doing the 32, it would have to fall all the way back down to before it is now. Honestly, before this market started, I was looking at something about here, but I think we'll still be fine. I don't think it's gonna fall that far down in 2 days. So I can do it from here, which shows me same information on the other screen, but a little bit more information. I have my deltas already over here. So we was looking for something between 30, well, below 30. Like I said before, with this being my first trade, I'm not going to do this one. I'm going to do this 32 at 24. Gives a little bit more cushion. And we, of course, like I said before, we was selling, which it comes over here. Sell option, sell to open, price $42, estimated credit $47.96. I like that for 2 days. I think that's not that bad. I don't think it's going to fall that far down in 2 days. We're going to hit sell to open. Oh, sell. It's been submitted. We will see if it gets filled, especially with the market doing what it's doing this morning. Got it. Go to my other layout because I think that one might have recent orders. Yep, it does. Speaking of which, one of the reasons I do like Legend, you can have different layouts. And I just remembered when I was playing around with it, this one had recent orders. So this order is still working. It's kind of volatile right now, so we're gonna see how that goes. So let's go back to what else I wanted to do today. The other option I wanted to try to do, go back to investing, is the one that I'm a little bit more shaky on. I want to do a put credit spread on SPY. So we're going to open SPY. Let's see, trade options. In this case, I'm going to use the builder so I know that I'm doing exactly what I want to do. I'm going to find put credit spread, which is right here. I'm going to click on it. I'm going to do a width of $2. It's basically just adjusting how much I'm willing to lose. It's going to adjust the width of the spread. And in this case, same scenario. I don't like how this version don't give you the information. So I'm going to go back over to Legends for a second. And we're going to look at SPY. And same scenario, I am going to do something for, so we look at the graph here. It looks like on the flip side, the SPY is dropping this morning, which is going to be in our favor. That allows us to possibly get it at a lower amount if it bounces back up. So I want to see if I was looking at something for Friday expiration date, and I wanted about a 30 delta, something below 30, same scenario. So in this scenario, I would go for probably the 25, because I'm still trying to be a little conservative. So we'll do for the 25, maybe the 22, but we know we want something around 684. So in this case, I'm going to go back over to the other screen and find 684, which is right here. Oh, we need to change the expiration date. SPY has daily expirations almost, so I want to go out to Friday, which is 16th, and go back down to this 84.82, which is gave me about a 25%, if I remember correctly, chance to not be in the money, which I'm okay with that. And we'll hit the little plus sign. In this case, it's telling me pretty much the same scenario. Spreads are a little bit different than secured put in the sense that I don't have enough money to buy 100 shares of SPY, so that's why we're doing a spread. I will definitely go into more detail in another video exactly how spreads work, but for the moment, just know that I'm putting in two options at the same time. I'm putting in one to buy a put and another to sell the put. Robinhood is just doing everything in the background. In essence, as long as SPY does not fall below 684, I will stay in the profit. If it goes below, I think, was it here, 683 maybe? What's that number? 683, I will start to lose money, and then all the way down to I can have a max loss. In this case, my max loss is $160. It is defined with a spread. I do not plan on having a max loss. If necessary, I will try to close this spread out. It's one of the reasons I do not care for spreads. It's the fact that unlike a cash secured put where I can just hold on to the shares until the price goes back up, you don't have that option with spreads. But you do have a defined risk. I know what I'm risking. I know for a fact that I can make $43. In worst case scenario, I will lose $157. And that's kind of what the width is. If I change the width back down to 1, it will adjust that. Let's see, go back to it, 84.83, and you see I don't quite make the same amount of money, but my max loss is half. It's a good way to assess your own risk in this situation. I'm going to go back up to 2 in the 84, 45. So we're back here. I like this trade. I don't think SPY is going to fall that low in 2 days. $45 is not bad. So we're going to review order and see one contract, Price $43. Of course, this is what I'm getting as a credit. Collateral that I'm putting up for this trade is $200. And we're gonna hit submit and done. So that one's been submitted. Let's go back to my investments. I want to do another spread on IW. Same scenario, trade options. Well, let's first find out about where I want to sell this trade for. So let's go back to Robinhood Legend. Let's click on IWM. Let's find Friday, which is right here. And same scenario, I want to be at about a 30 delta, somewhere between here and here. So 26 to 57. So that'd be a strike price of 258. I think I like that. If I wanted to be more aggressive, I could do the 259, but I'm definitely okay with 258. Let's go back to the other one. We are going to go back to the builder. We are going to do a put credit spread, same as before. And let's go down. Oh, let's change the width to 2, change the date to the 16th, and we're gonna do the 58, 56. This gives at the moment a $38 credit. So we can click on that. Same before, one contract, estimated credit $36, estimated max loss $163. We're gonna review order. Of course, I highly recommend to double check everything and make sure you're doing what you think you're doing. You don't want to make mistakes in here. So we know our max loss, we know what we know what our credit will be, and we're going to hit submit on this one and hit done. Now the question is, have any of these actually went through? So my put has been filled. It just took a second for them to populate. So there go our first trades. I have a put on BMNR, and I have a put credit spread on IWM, and another put credit spread on SPY, which leaves me some buying power. It leaves me with $1,500, which I do want some cash available. If I really wanted to, I could go in and run a trade on something else. Not quite sure what I would do though with $1,500. I could do, if I wanted to lock up all my money, which I do not want to do, I could put on cash secure, put on either Ford or American Airlines. But we don't want to tie up our money, especially with the spreads, because we might have to try to manage those. But that's it for today. If you guys have any questions, let me know. I'll definitely be back to give a review on how these spreads do after Friday. After thinking about it, I decided to run one more put credit spread, and I'm thinking I'm gonna do it on which one? I think it's GLD. Let's see. Yep, Gold Trust. Similar before, we're gonna do the expiration on Friday, same as the other two, and I want something around less than 30%. Somewhere probably, so the 419 or the 418 is what we're going to be looking for. And let's see, trade options, we're going to do the builder, put credit spread with the 2. I'm going to change the date to Friday, and we need to do 418 or 417. I'm okay with 418. So hit the little plus icon, review order, one contract, $34 credit, estimated credit $33.92, max loss $166. Review order, everything looks good, and submit. Done. Go back to investing, and hopefully it doesn't take long to fill. We'll just see how that goes. That's definitely going to be my last one for today. I'll check back in later in the week to see how everything does. Thank you.